Hey guys, Andy here, and today we have a little holy grail or utter fail testing new makeup. So if you want to see everything that we use to get ready for this face, then stay tuned. Of course, it'll all be listed in the description box as well if you just want to see what's down there. I do a story time for this video this time, so if you want to hear my little zoo trip story time, then stay tuned. And let's go ahead and get on into today's video. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I always do my base first. So the new thing that we're trying is the Danessamyricksbeauty Blurring Balm Powder. And this is in the shade Universal. It looks like this. And I'm just going to take some on my finger. And we're going to rub it into the skin. It doesn't really have a scent, and it feels pretty nice on the skin. I can feel the, powdery consistency. Sorry, words are hard. I've been having a very hard time with words lately. So I went to the zoo for the first time. I went to the zoo once as a child. I was 6, I think, but I don't have any memory of it. So I always say that I've never been to a zoo because I don't have any memories of going to a zoo. So even though maybe I have been once, I don't remember it. So to me, it doesn't count. So, I live in Illinois. I don't really keep that a secret, but so we went to Brookfield Zoo. I'm really just trying to get it into my nose because I feel like my nose has the most pores. So I'm turning my finger just to try to get it into these pores. And it was fun, even though, obviously some of the animals weren't out, some of the exhibits weren't open, because it's February, so it's still winter, but a lot of them were out, and a lot of it was still there. And it was so cool. So we'll probably talk about a couple other things, but I want to talk about my zoo trip. Because in my last little testing new makeup, you guys said you wanted, story time. So we're going to give the primer a second to do its thing. Let me tell you what we're going in for base products while that sits. Get all the things. So for foundation, we're going to do the About Face, the Performer Foundation, Skin Focused Foundation, and I have the shade L1 Neutral. So we're going to use that. For concealer, I have the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer in the shade 20NN. So we have this. For powder, on one side, we're going to do the fentybeauty Pro Filter Powder in the shade 01 Lavender. And then on the other side, we're going to do the LA Girl Pro Setting Powder. It's the Brightening Loose Powder in the shade Soft Pink. Because I want to see a pink and a purple. And then for setting spray, we're going to do... I have the Matte Fix Plus for a fixing spray, for a finishing spray. And then I have the Fix Plus Stay Over for my setting spray. I've used the Fix Plus before, and I really like it. It's a good finishing spray. And I don't have any other finishing sprays in my collection right now. And it was buy one, get one free for these little minis. But I've never used the Stay Over. This is an alcohol-free setting spray, so I'm very excited to give that a try. And I don't have any of my brushes out, so... we can do that too. But, so for the trip, it was a pretty spontaneous trip. We actually went with my ex-husband and his new fiance. So that was fun. We're still friends. So there's that. I don't think I'll need that. I think that's all the brushes I'm gonna need. I might need this brush. And we should be good. If I need more brushes, I'll get more brushes. Okay. So we went with them and then their kids. Well, her kids. But they're all like 10 to like 13. But it was fun. So we saw they had like, the coolest thing for me was the giraffes. The giraffes were really great because that's our favorite animal, mine and Ian's. So we got to see the giraffes, and that was pretty great. But my favorite part was the aquarium. The sharks were super cool. Seeing the jellyfish and like just being in the aquarium portion was my favorite part of the entire zoo trip. A lot of people have not enjoyed the doe foot, the fact that this foundation comes with that, but my favorite foundation is the Hard Candy Glamouflage, and one of the reasons it's my favorite is because it comes with a doe foot. Like, obviously I really like it because of the coverage that it has. It's a great shade match, but I love the giant doe foot, so we're just gonna see how this blends. But it was a really good time. We got to see them feed the seals, and they did some tricks for us. So that was super cool. I think the highlight, and most people probably wouldn't think this is a highlight, but I thought it was hilarious, and like, of course it happened to me. When we were in the bats, a bat flew overhead, and I got pooped on. All over me. All over. It went down my shirt, down my pants, on my shoe. And then, if you don't know, I'm disabled. I have a multitude of things, but I have lymphedema in my abdomen and lower legs, and then I have osteoarthritis in my knees and my hips. So I can't walk long distances, so I had an electric cart at the zoo, which I'm still getting used to asking for accommodations and trying not to feel like a burden. But so it got all over the cart, and like, I was just like, really, of course, and we had to just laugh about it because like, you're in the animal's home, so you can't really get mad, but it's just like, really, me, of course, I'm the one who gets pooped on. So that's one layer of the foundation, and I think the shade match is great. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to try to build it up just a little bit on the cheeks. Like, that's it. That's all the extra I'm going to go in. Here, put the products over yonder. But yep, so that was fun. What else did we do that was super cool? We got a couple souvenirs. So they have these mold-oramas. I don't know if all zoos have those, but they were $5, and they were at all different stops in the zoo, and they would mold like whatever animal you were at. So Ian got the giraffes, and it's a mom and a baby giraffe, and it came in red. And then I got an otter, and it's in silver. The otters weren't out when we went, which was unfortunate. But we're going to go back in the summer, and the otters will be out then. And then we got a giraffe keychain, which is metal. I think my keys are so heavy now. It is insane. I'm not going to use the little brush just because I don't want to today. I will say, this concealer stinks. Like, it smells like paint. Like, drugstore, you know, the Wet n Wild foundation, how that smells like paint? That's what this concealer smells like. So, love that. Normally I go in with a brush, but I really like the shape of the sponge, so I'm just going to go in with this. And then we got a little porcelain giraffe figurine. So those were all the souvenirs that we got. I didn't know that you could drink in the zoo, like if you're 21 plus. So we ended up buying a White Claw just because, to be like, oh, we can drink. And I've never had a White Claw before. It's gross. I should have known better. I don't like, it's not carbonated water, but sparkling water. I don't like sparkling water, so I should have known that I wasn't going to like a seltzer. But, and we got it in black cherry. Which, I mean, I like black cherry flavored things, but it wasn't good. But Ian drank it. And I'm 21 plus. If you didn't know, I'm turning 30 this year. I'm actually very excited. I want to throw a birthday party. I want to have a death to my 20s birthday party where it's like funeral themed, because I've never had a true birthday party. My parents didn't do birthday parties. I really like that concealer. Like, it's just brightening enough without being like stark. So I think that looks nice. We're going to give that a little bit of time before we go in with setting powder. So, I guess I can show you what we're doing for cheeks, because we have options. Because I bought a whole bunch of Natasha Denona stuff, and I don't know what I want to use. I do know I want to use this highlight. It's the Pastel Plexi highlighter, because this is a single, so I want to use that. But I also have the Berry Pop Cheek Trio, which looks like this. So we have a cream blush, a glow base, so you can use this as like a blush or a highlight, and then this is a highlighter. And then I got the Bloom palette, so we got blushes and highlights. And then I got the Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette. So this one, obviously, I'm going to use as my bronzer today. I'm probably going to try to use the Glow Cream Base as my cream bronzer, and this is my powder bronzer. That's what I'm thinking. And then for blush, I think I want to use this cream blush and this as my powder blush, is what I'm thinking. And then maybe a little bit of this as my cream highlight. And this is my powder highlight. In my head, that's what I'm thinking. So we'll see if that's how that works. But that's what I'm thinking that I want to do. So, and these all come with little tabs for the cream products. Because I'm just going to start with the cream while we wait before we go in with powder. So, but then after the zoo, we went and got food. Chris is my ex-husband. Him, his fiance, and their kids, they ate lunch, like, right an hour after we got there at the zoo. But Ian and I weren't hungry. Ian doesn't eat until, like, 5 p.m. Like, that's the first time he eats. So, we weren't hungry. So, we didn't eat in the zoo. So, we were going to get food when we left, but they were also hungry. So, we went to Smash Burger, which none of us had ever been there. It was really good. I had a truffle, mushroom and Swiss burger, and sweet potato fries. I love mushroom and Swiss burgers. It's the only way I'll eat Swiss cheese for some reason. I don't like Swiss cheese on anything else. And I love sweet potato fries. You are sold. I'm sold. Like, if a place sells sweet potato fries, that's what I'm getting. So, I don't mind the shade of this. It's definitely a bronzy shade. I don't know if I love it on the forehead. Like, on the cheeks, definitely don't mind it. But on the forehead, it's a little much. But on the cheeks, I definitely think that that's pretty. I do hate, though, because, like, look, it's already all dirty, and that's just gonna bother the loving crap out of me. So, we're gonna go in, because the LA Girl powder comes with its own puff, so I'm gonna do the Fenty powder first. So, I'm gonna use my puff, and we're just gonna dip in. I'll do Fenty on my right. And I'm just going to set the under eye first, and then we'll do the rest of the face, because I just want to see, does this brighten the under eye? I will say, when I swatched both of these powders, they were both very finely milled. They didn't leave like a purple or a pink cast on my skin, which was nice. That sunk in super easily, which made me happy. So I'm just going to take some in the lid. And I'm just going to set this side of my face with the purple side, with the lavender powder. And I should have finished my cream products, but I have found that the Natasha Denona cream products, it really doesn't matter if you do it before or after powder, because they're like a cream to powder formula anyway. So the LA Girl one, so it comes with its own tiny little powder puff, and it's so soft. And then it's got one of the lids that you, and then it's a sifter, which I do hate sifters, but this one is so nice and bouncy. So I'm just going to get some of the product. I do like the size of this powder puff. It is very nice. Okay. Looking at both under eyes in the mirror, I think the lavender powder brightened a little bit more. But let's see. Put the pink powder on this side. Yeah, the lavender powder is, for me, for my skin, is definitely more brightening. So I could use the pink powder as an all-over setting powder, and the lavender as an under-eye brightening powder, which is totally fine. But I'm glad that this doesn't darken my foundation, so I still can keep this and use it as an all-over setting powder, and it's also not too pink, so that I can't use it that way. But I like that this is a setting powder that I can use to brighten, because I don't have that in my collection currently. So, we did powder bronzer. Let's do the blush. So, from the Bloom, I'm going to do the Glow Cream Base, which is this shade here. And I'm just gonna, no, I'll go in with this brush. So Smashburger was great. Ooh, and I got their lemonade. And it was delicious. And so from where I live, Brookfield Zoo's hour and a half away, which isn't bad. It was actually a really nice drive. I fell asleep on the car ride home. My parents were one of those parents that, like, when I was a baby, if I was crying, they would just take me on a car ride to get me to stop. So if I'm tired at all, I'm falling asleep on the car ride. What else? What else has been new? I've in the process of setting up my new setup. You guys will see that video soon. I got new drawers. I got a new chair, a desk, like a real desk. I think that's subtle, but it's cute. I'm not mad at it. And then let's see if we can get the cream glow base. It's like a blush topper situation. Just to help that blush out. And that looks even better. So that was nice. I like that. So I can't wait for you guys to see my whole new setup. I've already got all my palettes in the one drawer setup, but I need to put the other one together. And I got them off Amazon so that I can put all of my makeup in the other one. Because currently what all of my makeup is in baskets in a cubby situation. So let's see. So this is a blush and bronze powder. So let's see how this... Again, I feel like just the tone of this, like this one, I think I like more on the forehead than the cheeks. So I guess the two together balance each other out. Don't trust the process. It's going to be one of those. And then we're going to go into the Duo Glow as our blush. And that's pretty. That's giving blush. It's got like a little bit of gold. And then the Plexi Glow highlight. I like that. I didn't put bronzer on my nose. What am I doing? Skipping steps. That's what I'm doing. I got approved for an emotional support animal. Or a service animal if I wanted to get a dog. But I don't want to get a dog. So I'm going to get just an ESA because I want a cat. I feel like for me, they help me more. And like, I know I have Ian, but if anything were to happen, I can't be tasked with a dog by myself. Whereas, like, I could take care of a cat by myself if I had to. I think that this all looks nice together. So what do you guys think of the base? So there's the finishing spray. So now I'm just going to go back in with my sponge. And we're just going to ever so lightly press everything back in before we move on to eyebrows. Not eyebrows, eyeballs. So, I have so many options for eyes, it's not even funny. And I don't know what I want to do. I have the mini Trio Chrome palette. I have the mini pastel. I have the retro, which I feel like goes with what we did on the cheeks. And then I have the retro glam. So, retro or retro glam? I'm going to decide off camera. I'm going to do one eye off camera so that I can figure out what I'm doing. And then I'll come back and we can do the other eye together. And then maybe I'll have another story for you because I'm drawing a blank. So I will be right back. All right, so this is the eye that I created. I still don't have my brows done. I don't have mascara on. So I'm going to go in with my Milani eye primer because that's the eye primer that I'm using currently. And I just buff that out with my sponge. And then just so that I can tell my story, I will put on the screen the shades that I'm using in the order that I'm using them because I just want to be able to tell a story, and I'll see if you guys like this format instead. So we have a PlayStation 5 and we have the VR for it, and we have been playing a whole bunch of VR games, and it's been so much fun. I would love to know any recommendations you have. The game that we're most excited for right now coming out would be Madison because it's a spooky horror game, and I'm all about the spooky games, and I am oh so very ready for it to come out and to watch Ian play it and hopefully get spooked. I love when he plays Cooking Simulator because I, on my notes app, have written down all of the recipes for Cooking Simulator so that I can just tell him. So it makes it a little more interactive for us. I can just tell him exactly what the recipes call for, and he can just do it. And yeah, it's made it more interactive than me just watching him play. So it's been super fun with that. He plays a lot of shooter games. He likes racing, shooters, and sports games. That's like his favorites. The games he's been playing a lot lately, he's been playing Helldivers. So we've been getting a lot of content for that, and that's been so fun to watch him play. What else has he been playing? He loves Hell Let Loose. He loves Insurgency. What else? His racing game, because he also has a steering wheel. And that has made such a difference in how he races, and it's so fun to watch him now. Like, again, it's made it so much more interactive for us. So I highly recommend, if you like, or if your man likes racing games, spend the $150 and get him a steering wheel. But he really likes The Crew and Gran Turismo. Those are his racing games. He likes Forza too, but he doesn't have that for the PlayStation. I think that might be an Xbox exclusive. We have an Xbox as well, but since he's gotten his PlayStation, he hasn't turned his Xbox on once. I find that that's hilarious. I am more of a cozy game player, so I play The Sims. I like Animal Crossings. That's more my shtick. And I play a couple games. Like, I'm currently playing through the Dark Pictures anthology on the PlayStation. I just finished replaying Until Dawn, and I'm so upset because I just finished playing through it again, and they just announced that they're redoing it for the PS5 graphics. And obviously I played it with the PS4 graphics, which, like, it was still great and it looked fine. But I just finished it, and I'm not going to play it again. Because though I love the game, like, I've now played through it twice, and I'm not playing it again. It is not... like, it's a good game, but it's so tedious, because you can't skip through the recaps, you can't skip through any of the dialogue, like, if you've played it already, and I just... When the game came out a couple years ago, I watched so many YouTubers play it, so I already know every possibility that can happen. I already know all about it. So even though I'm sure it's going to look beautiful, revamped for the PS5, I don't have it in me to do it again. And if I had known they were going to revamp it, I would have waited. But so now I'm on to Man of Medan, which is the second one, which I have also played that one once. But that one, I honestly don't remember the choices I made. I just know that I got one person killed. In my playthrough of Until Dawn, so it's a choice-based game. If you don't know anything about the game, I highly recommend it. It's wonderful. It's a game all about the butterfly effect. So all these games are based on that. So whatever choices you make affect the entire storyline. And there are hundreds of possible, well, not for the first game really, but like the games get better. But there are hundreds of possible endings because it's all based off choices that you make, and that affects the game as a whole. And I love games like that, where your choices actually matter and it's not just pointless dialogue. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I eat that up. So, I got one person killed accidentally in Until Dawn in my first playthrough, I think. But this playthrough, I did get one person killed at the very end, and I was so angry. Because, like, if you miss a QTE, a QuickTime event, that's how you can get someone killed. And that's what happened, is I missed a QTE, and that's how somebody died. And I was so mad. Or they have, like, don't move segments where you have to, like, not move the controller. I have shaky hands. And you can't turn that off. So that, it's fine. Alright. So that's it for the mattes. I'm going to put a little bit of NYX glitter glue, and then we'll go into shimmers. I will say the very first shade I went into, Mod, was so powdery, but everything else, not at all. But I'm slacking on playing Man of Medan. I really need to get on that and finish it. Just so I can move on, because I haven't played any of the other games. And we have them all now. And because we bought them all, that's why I'm replaying the first two. Because I just feel like I have to. When, like, I know I didn't, but I feel like Oh, I'm so happy I have NYX glitter glue again. It really does make such a huge difference in how your shimmer shades perform. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, a magic potion, I swear. And inner corner highlight. This psychedelic shade is just a topper, but oh, I need more shades like that from Natasha. Because it's my favorite. So now, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm putting my Lovecraftbeauty Soil Eyeliner in the waterline. I'm going to do my AF94 Brown Liquid Liner for a liner. And then I think I'm going to do this lipstick. This is my Lottie London Vampire Diaries Hybrid pH lipstick. We'll do setting spray, brows, and mascara. It's all in the description box. So I will come back when I have all the things done, show you the final look, and do an outro. So I will be back. All right, this is the final look. So I have my brows done, my mascara on, a little bit of a lip, and I think it looks great. I do think the highlighter, I wish it was a bit lighter, and honestly, I might add just a touch of the berry pop just to make it a little bit brighter. But otherwise, I think this look turned out beautifully. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you thought of like the story time one better. I'm sure you guys like this one better. So I will try to have stories. My life is so mundane. I don't ever have much to talk about, which is why I'm more product focused when I do these videos. I do, as of right now, really enjoy the foundation and concealer. I think the shade match was great. I really like how they look on the skin. The powders look great. All in all, I think this was a win. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.